Welcome back. So what we're looking at, we've done all the TBC changes on every class from Classic to TBC. Now we're going to really dig into each individual spec, every single spec for every class, and look at what the best path of gearing will be. So that's what rep do you need to go for first, what heroics do you need to focus on farming first, is there any quests on the way up that you should do because that item might get you in Karazhan. That's the ultimate goal of this video. What's the best possible gear you can be in before you enter Karazhan? So we're only going to assume that you're going to have time before entering Karazhan to maybe get exalted with 1 reputation. I might put 2 as an absolute max for some classes if there's an exceptional item in both. It just means you're going to have to no life it even more before you step foot in Karazhan, but you don't have to. You know, this is just an ultimate pre-Karazhan BIS and where you get it all from. So each video might be a bit lengthy, but I hope you enjoy it. So make sure you like, subscribe, check out the giveaway, ring the bell, all that good stuff. You know what you're doing anyway, guys. So yeah, let's get into it.
Right, let's get into this. So I'm going to keep this the same throughout this entire series, so every single spec. So just looking forward into the future, so I'm going to do every spec for every class, then it's going to be a full-on leveling and endgame guide for each class and each spec. But let's get the gearing out of the way first. You already know what the changes are from the last series of videos. If you haven't watched those, make sure you go and check them out. So now we're going to get into gear. So the way I'm going to do this, I've chose 3 items for each slot. So 3 heads, one of them's generally a crafted item, so this is where possible. So one of them's generally a crafted item, one is generally from a quest that you'll just get from leveling up or maybe in your first dungeons, and one of them is maybe from badges of justice or a reputation or a heroic boss, but something that's quite easily achievable in the first week of TBC, but before you step foot in Karazhan. So we're going to just literally go top down, start with the head. So I'll put the 3 heads on screen now. We're going to dress this naked night elf up and see what she looks like by the end of this. So I'm going to give 3 options. I'm going to tell you the option that I would go for. I'd just like to say the set that I go for, just fast forwarding right to the end, you're going to have 112 hit rating with this set, which gives you 7%. Now I know the hit cap is 9%, but we're going in Karazhan. So we're going to assume you've got a boomkin in the group, yeah? So you're going to get 3% from them. So you're actually going to be over the hit cap. So you could juggle a couple of these items around to get to 6%. Not ideal. You want to be hit cap without a boomkin. But beginning sort of pre-raid set just to get into Karazhan, there's nothing wrong with being at 7%. Couple of percent under, but you know you're going to be hit capped with a boomkin in the group. So which you should have one anyway. So let's get into it. So I'll put the 3 heads on the screen. So you've got Wolf's Head Helm, you've got the Engineering Goggles, and you've got Helm with a Claw. So Helm with a Claw is just from a quest in Steam Vaults, so easily achievable, literally as soon as you ding level 70. You've then got the Engineering Goggles, which, again, if you're not going to use Wolf's Head Helm, you want to use one of these 2. But the absolute best choice is obviously Wolf's Head Helm, because you're going to be power shifting. So we'll slap Wolf's Head Helm on her, and we can say that the head's done. So I'll put the quest on screen, or where you can see the quest on screen anyway, for how, the quest name, so you can look it up on Wowhead on how to get the Helm with a Claw. But the Engineering Goggles would be your second best option, but there is no second best. Wolf's Head Helm, power shifting is what you want to do. So I'm revolving this gearing around the fact that you're going to be power shifting, so the weapon plays a big part in that as well, but we'll get to that when we get to the weapon. So, neck. Can't put that on screen, as in we can't put the neck on our little semi-naked night elf, but I'll put the 3 necks on screen. So you've got Choker of Vile Intent, which is 25 badges of justice. Slight issue with it, as in you shouldn't be spending your first 25 badges of justice on this, but we will get to what you should be spending your first badges of justice on. But this could absolutely be your second item that you spend badges of justice on. If you don't know what they are, so badges of justice you get from raids and you get from heroics. So every heroic boss drops a badge of justice. There's raid bosses drop 2, some end bosses drop 3, while some first entry level bosses only drop 1. So it's varying amounts from varying bosses. So you've got Choker of Vile Intent, lovely, that should be primary option really. Then you've got the Natasha's Choker, which is from a quest in Blade's Edge Mountain, which I'll put the quest info underneath the neck. Then you've got Bone Chain Necklace, which is from Heroic Underbog, so from the Black Stalker. So realistically out of these 3, what you'll be starting in will be Natasha's Choker, which perfectly fine, good option. But ultimately, if we was to put it on this character, we're gonna go with Choker of Vile Intent. So that's the neck. Yeah, so then moving on to the shoulders. So we've got Wastewalker shoulder pads. We've got Mantle of Perinold, whatever that word means. It's a new one on me, but yep, never mind. And then Expedition Scouts epaulets. So realistically, easiest ones to get here are the Expedition ones, because they just come from a quest in Shattered Halls. So quite easy to get just from a quest. But so you will probably end up with those first, but ultimately you want to get the ones from Heroic Orkney Crypts. So we're going to put those on the character now. And these would be what we want to go for. These are what are going to contribute to the the overall stats that I've already calculated. Well, the hit rating I was talking about. The Orkney Crypts is not the most difficult heroic, so you shouldn't have much of an issue getting hold of these anyway. But as I say, you'll probably start with the quest ones, but that's fine. But what you want when we go into Karazhan is definitely going to be these. So then if we move on to the cape or the back, so we've got Vengeance Wrap, which ultimately, again, now what I'm going to assume is you have farmed lots and lots of gold, so you're ready for TBC, so you can buy. There's a lot of BOEs that we're going to want to buy as a feral DPS. So the Vengeance Wrap is a tailor in BOE, which is very nice. It's definitely something that you're going to want to go for before Karazhan. You're going to replace it quite quickly in Karazhan. I'm going to do, sort of, once we get a proper announcement and see what the phases look like, then I'm going to do a BIS list for each phase for each class as well. But for now, this is the best we can do. We want to know how we can get raiding quickly. So yeah, I've got Vengeance Wrap, which would be the best one to go for. You've got Cloak of the Craft again, which is a BOE world drop. So I can't imagine this would be too expensive even in the first couple of weeks. So again, make sure you've got a good gold stash, because this would be the second option. And then you've got one that you probably will be using up until buying your tailor in one or your BOE random drop, which is from a quest in Nagrand. So quite easy to get. Again, quest info's on there, so you can go and look at exactly what you've got to do to get it. But yeah, that would be the third option. But what we're going to put on our not even naked night elf anymore, moving quick. So let's stick Vengeance Wrap on there. Okay, so now she's Vengeance wrapped up. Let's move on to the chest. So, this is a bold assumption. I'll tell you now. Engineer, so professions, you're going to go level work in alchemy. That's definitely what I'll be going on in as early. So I would have went engineering straight away. But I'm not going to be using the head, because I'm going to be using Wolf's Head Helm. So you want to be alchemy to assist in power shifting, which I'll probably go into a lot more in the actual class guides itself, but you'll understand just by looking at the items why. And then these level working ones are very strong, so you are going to need to know someone who's skinning, or just buy the stuff off the auction house. But yeah, we're going to go with Primal, so the Primal Strike Vest as our number one option. That's what we're going to equip her with in a minute. Then we've got Wastewalker Tunic, which is from Heroic Blood Furnace, which is, again, very nice. If you're not level working, or you're not prepared to get your character ready with level working alchemy before launch, then this is an option. But then there's also just an Orkney Crypts quest for the Orkney Monk's Tunic, which is perfectly viable as well. Very, very nice chest. But if you're really looking at min-maxing early on, level working alchemy is going to definitely be a winner, clear winner by an absolute mile, because professions do matter in TBC. So let's equip her now with Primal Strike Vest. Doesn't it look beautiful? So we've done the chest. So moving on, I'm not even going to bother equipping the braces. It's going to have such a minor effect on the aesthetics of the class. Not worth worrying about. But we're going to go for Primal Strike Braces. Surprise, surprise. So we've got Primal Strike Braces from your level working. We've got the Nightfall Wrist Guards, which are from Heroic Old Hillsbrad Foothills, from the last boss, from Epoch Hunter. And then we've got the Umber House Collar, which is a very, very good set of braces. To say it's just from a quest, it's quite a difficult quest, but it is a quest in Shadow Moon Valley, so you might even get those before you get your Primal Strikes made. But yeah, ultimately I will equip her, why not? So we're going to go with Primal Strike Braces. Oh, they do look better actually. Now I feel like an idiot. Anyway, then hands. So we've got Gloves of the Unbound, which is from Arcatraz. So that's just Arcatraz normal. So very, very easy to obtain. We've got my choice. Would be my choice to go for these. So leatherworking BOE, which you're going to be able to make yourself because you're going to be a leather worker. Yes, you might have to do a bit of farming, buy the leather. Good thing is the majority of the stuff you can actually the expensive mats in these leatherworking recipes you can farm. They're normally the airs, the fires, the waters, those sort of things. The leather I can imagine is going to be quite cheap, even from the get go. So you should be pretty good there. If not, befriend a skinner and get it off them. I'm sure you have someone in your guild. So yes, so we've got Gloves of the Unbound, the Cobra Scale gloves, and we've got the Gloves of the Neverstalker, which is just from a quest, just a quest in Neverstorm, so you'll get them while leveling. And I've put them on there because, honestly, if you don't want to bother with the Cobra Scale gloves, or you don't want to buy them off the auction house or craft them yourself, whatever way you go, these gloves are absolutely fine. The stats on them, they should be more than viable to get you into Karazhan. But we're going with the best of the best, so I'm going to say we should go for Cobra Scale gloves here because you should be able to make them yourself. Oh, she's coming along. So belts. You can see the belts. This is going to be a very easy choice. I wonder what we're going to go for. I'll let you guess in the comments. All right, yeah, we're going to go with Primal Strike belt. So yeah, whole reason of being leatherworking so we can get this early. So yeah, we're going to use that. There's Girdle of Death Dealer, though, which is from Heroic Black Morass, which is very nice, obviously. And same for Socrates Girdle, which is just from a quest in Neverstorm. So, again, if you're not leatherworking, or you're not going to get in Heroics straight away, then the quest item from Neverstorm will be absolutely fine. You'll be fine to get into Karazhan with that. But if you're going min-maxing, you as the first to 70 in your guild, and you're just trying to get, absolute best passes in early Karazhan and all of that, then you're going to want to go for Primal Strike. Right, Legs is a cool one. I like legs. So really easy. Look at Cleft Hoof-Hide leggings. I mean, how bonkers are those legs? The stats on those legs for a quest item. It's a quest from Blade's Edge Mountain. So not even Neverstorm, not even the sort of highest zone there is. It's immense, really. So they're absolutely what you're going to go for and what you're going to get with absolute ease. There are fell leather leggings from leatherworking. Don't see the need, not when the Cleft Hoof-Hide leggings are so good. And same with the Shatrath leggings. So Shatrath leggings are just from a quest in Shatrath. They're very nice as well. But there's a absolute clear winner there. So let's get those legs on her now. God, those legs look awful. Awful. But never mind. So, boots. These are probably, I'd say, slightly trickier, but still. So you've got Shadow Step Striders, which are from Heroic Arcatraz. They're going to be your number one option, obviously. There's just no doubt. They're going to be your best option. The rest of the boots that you can get are really quite close, and I don't just mean the two other options on screen. I mean, there's loads of choices, but I didn't want to do 3 items for everything and then go, oh look, here's 10 pairs of boots. But I went with the Fellboar hide shoes, which is just from a quest. Again, I've tried to keep dungeon or heroic, quest, crafting, so you've got those options anyway. But yeah, this is obviously just from a quest in Shadowmoon Valley. Again, quite a difficult quest. It's a group quest, but still, I'm sure you've got friends. You're probably not like me, who sits at home talking to a camera. Yeah. Sorry, I just realised how pathetic my life was for a minute there, but never mind. So then, fell leather boots. Yeah, the BOE leather working. So again, you're going to probably be a leather worker. You can make them yourself or buy them off the auction house. Solid choice. But we're going to go with the Shadow Step Striders. So brings, you can really go with any two of these three. I mean, the Shadowmoon Valley quest one again is a solid choice. I would go with that. You've got an Aldor only quest in Neverstorm, which obviously is good. I'd probably go with those. And you've got Raven's Claw Ban, which is just from Sefik Halls, so not even heroic. But to be fair, I'm not going to lie, there are better rings. There's, Exalted Reputation ring. I say ring because it is only, well, I think there's only one. There's a Badge of Justice ring, but I've tried to be realistic here. You know, you're not going to have the Badges of Justice to be able to buy 3 or 4 items. You're not going to have the time, or you know, you've got to sleep. You're not going to be able to farm all these different reps to Exalted. So I've been a bit realistic and thought, right, well, what is the most important rep for you to go for, and just try to use one. So yeah, any 2 of those 3 rings really you can go with. Trinkets. You want an alchemist stone. This is now, as I say, for power shifting, so the extra mana return. Stats on the trinket are nice as well, but it's all about the mana return when you're power shifting to just keep being able to power shift. So alchemist stone, absolutely. If you want to be a 6/6/6 feral druid DPS, you're going to want to be alchemy. So come phase 6 in classic, an AQ's out, and you know you're starting to wind down. You've got it all on farm. I recommend having a look at your professions because it's not going to be like classic. Then again, like I said, I'm not chucking loads of Badge of Justice gear on, but Bloodlust Brooch is obviously absolutely worthy of a mention. So that's 41 badges. This could be one that you spend your badges on first. I would get the Idol, which is coming up next, but I would go Idol, then Trinket. But still, you know, solid choice, or Idol, then Neck, then Trinket, because there are other trinkets that you can get, because you're only looking for one. You've got Alchemist Stone, so you only want one more. And Hourglass of the Unraveler, the other option here, which is from Black Morass, is brilliant. I remember using that trinket back in the day for ages, like months maybe. So, you know, you can't go wrong. Alchemist Stone plus one of these. Again, trinkets are a bit funny, because there's a lot of options of trinkets, but I'm not really a massive fan of use effects without having cooldowns. So, you know, we have quite a lack of cooldowns as a feral DPS. So I find the on-use trinkets maybe a little bit less of a benefit to us as just, you know, a fire and forget trinket like a chance on hit. So, but that is personal preference. You know, you might prefer on-use trinkets so you control your burst, which, you know, each to their own. But these are, you know, Alchemist Stone plus one of the other 2, and you're going to be golden. Or, as I say, there's loads of trinkets. So, Idol. 15 Badges of Justice. Get this first. Everbloom Idol. It's going to last you for a long time. So, increasing your shred damage. Going to last you for a long time. I can't even get 3 that are worth putting on here, because the third one is for tanking, because it's just really swipe and maul damage, so not even worth putting on here. The other one you'll get very, very early on in Hellfire Peninsula, literally probably before you get to 61. So yeah, there, you know, it's quite clear which one you want. You know, you want to get that for the small investment of 15 Badges of Justice, and it's going to last you such a long time. Definitely worth going for that first. And now weapons. This is what you were saving your gold for. So you were saving your gold for this weapon. So Staff of Natural Fury. Now, we're obviously talking about shape-shifting, power shifting rather. You know, you can see reducing the cost of your shifts by 200. You don't want another weapon for a while anyway. If you're poor and you can't afford that, or, you know, it could take longer than expected for somebody to even list it on the auction house, then I would still be working. This is the reputation piece I was talking about. You want to be going for Cenarian Expedition, because Earth Warden is lovely anyway. Most of us feral cats are going to end up tanking at some point, so just go straight for Exalted with Cenarian Expedition and get yourself Earth Warden. And then Staff of the Beasts, which you'll keep hold of until you get one of the other 2. There are other options, don't get me wrong. There's some heroics that drop staffs, which you might use. But when I say you might use, if it drops and you got it, you would use it, absolutely. But, you know, you're not probably going to go into that dungeon focusing on trying to get that item, because the one from Ring of Blood in Nagran, which is the Staff of the Beasts, is a great option. It will last you until you can get your hands on the Staff of Natural Fury. So they're the weapons. Let's put the weapon on. Okay, so that's it. I mean, that if you go for what I recommend, that's what your character will look like at 70. And you might be looking at it like, oh, you know, that's going to take me ages to get. Let's recap exactly what we've just done there, because this to me, I consider as quite pay to win. A feral DPS is quite easy to get that gear early. So we're getting 6 items from professions. So we're getting your three pieces of primal strike. We're getting the wolf's head helm and the cobra scale gloves. 5 of your items from level working, and then the alchemy trinket. So 6 items from your professions. That's like half your gear pretty much. Done straight away. Last you in Karazhan. Perfect. Yes, bit of a gold sink. That's why you start farming arcane crystals in Classic. Get them sold. Make loads of gold. Get your gear ready for, your gold ready for your gear for TBC. You got 3 items from Badges of Justice. That means you haven't got to worry about what heroics you're doing. Just you do anything that's going to give you Badges of Justice. You're not like, trying to aim for anything specific. All you want is that currency. And then you got 2 items from heroics. So, those are the heroics you're going to focus on first. If you're going to do any, obviously you're going to go to those. So you've got Orkanai, Crips, and Arcatraz. So 1 item from each of those. Then you got 2 items from the auction house, which is the staff and the tailoring cloak. And 1 item from a quest. So the quest one is fine. So from the auction house and your professions, you're going to get 8 of your items. To me, that's bonkers. So I hope you enjoyed watching it. I'm going to do this for every spec. I'll put in the description the list of all the items, a link to Wowhead, where you get that item from. By all means, this is not a theory crafted absolute BIS list. This is me looking at all the items that are available and putting together a set that I can realistically say this is achievable in the first week if you're lucky with drops and you've got a lot of gold. So there are alternatives. I've gave you a couple of alternatives on every item, but yeah, hopefully you found it useful. Like and subscribe and all that stuff that I say pretty much at the beginning and end of every single video. For all I know, I could be just talking to myself at this point, but who knows. So peace out. I'll see you on the next one.